Yandra Vinaka and Mbulu Vinaka to all of you this morning. The president of the Fiji Institute of Accountants, Mr. Talo Singh, past presidents of the institute, the executive director, management of the Fiji Institute of Chartered Accountants, fellow members of the Institute of Chartered Accountants in Fiji, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here today as one of you. To officiate at the opening of the Fiji Institute of Accountants' first technical workshop for 2023 after a long time, as I understand it. As a long-serving member of the Institute, I have very fond memories of the achievements and the progress we have made over the past few years. I'm told I've been a 28-year-old member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants and actually served as on the council very briefly at one stage. And currently a member of the investigation subcommittee. I don't know whether that's constitutional, President, or at the moment. So I might be investigating some of you. Just to give you some context in terms of how long some of us have been around. When I first joined Pricewaterhouse in 1990, one of my first audits was at Reo Dairy. And there was a young strapping accountant there called Deepak Rathod. That'll probably give you some context on how long Deepak and I have been around. It probably shows how much wisdom Deepak has in terms of financial affairs. He's now the CEO of RB Patel, and probably just shows how old I've become. But time has moved on, but let me say how Deepak will attest to this. Back then, there was only a handful of us, and we knew each other, and today, as you look out, there's hundreds of you here today. I understand about 200 if I'm not wrong. And that is a credit to the Institute for the work that it's continuing to do, and also to all of you for believing in professionalism and believing that to advance our country, you need to upskill and continue to commit to your profession. I thought before I jump into my formal speech just to make a couple of comments. The introduction by Lorraine did mention an investment mission into New Zealand. It's the first for a while since COVID. I'm told that it's the largest delegation when you combine the Fiji delegation and the New Zealand delegation together. There's about 80 very heavy professionals and investors traveling from Fiji into New Zealand next week for a week. And there's about 150, I'm told it's all sold out in New Zealand at the moment. That is very exciting for Fiji, and it shows the level of interest that is starting to build again in our country. And so this first trade mission is all about finding out what opportunities are out there, opportunities to grow the economy, opportunities for investment, and opportunities to ensure that over the next few years we start growing at a pace that we need to grow at, because I honestly feel that in 10 years we should have grown the GDP by 50%. That will address all the debt problems we have and some of the other fundamental problems that we have in our country, if we remain disciplined in our spending. I also would like to talk about the economic summit. You would have heard the Minister of Finance start mentioning the economic summit. It's on the 21st of April, I believe. And I urge all of you to start thinking about what you think your economy should look like as professionals and people who deal at the front end of the economic activities in our country. All of you. Tell your bosses that I'm telling you to make a submission to the Economic Institute, to the Minister of Finance, and to me, so that for the first time in Fiji, we will have a summit that actually takes into account the full, we want to consult widely. So it will ensure that we consult widely because it's quite critical in terms of where we want to see this economy moving forward. I also just wanted to compliment the Institute on the participation of women in the profession. I think it was about 50% of the women the attendees here today. I might be wrong. The ED might want to check. But certainly it's a credit to the Institute that there's so many women here today as fellow professionals. I suppose let's be honest, I think they're more detailed than the men. And that's probably why there are a lot more ladies that are doing very well in the field of accounting or in the profession. So I'd like to, please ladies, give yourselves a round of applause. And so I just thought I'd just mention that in our time, there was barely a handful of ladies. We knew each other very well. Lorraine was one of them. Jenny Sito was another. Renu Chan from KPMG was another one. Susie King, Fiji Water. There's a handful. All mostly men. Dr. Nurbano used to criticize all of us because we were just outnumbering them at that stage. But I'm sure Dr. Nur will be a lot happier if she was standing up here and looking at this room today. Finally, I just thought I'd share something that is always, I'm one of those professionals that deeply believes that in this profession, you actually lead the charge in terms of ethical behavior, in terms of work ethic. The motto, if you don't know, talks, Nandinanga means truth, the truth. And so I thought I'd just share with you as a bit of wisdom from someone who's been in the profession for a while, that you need to espouse the truth in your profession. Do not be afraid to speak up if you see that things are wrong. That is your job. It's nobody else's job. You see things in your profession that are wrong, don't be scared to put your hand up. At the end of the day, all you're doing is advising your boss. If he doesn't want to listen, then it's to him falls the issues and the guilt that comes with not following through. So I thought I'd just share that with all of you, because certainly throughout my career, if there's one thing two things I've always been serious about. One is working hard and outworking everybody else. And Nat can attest to that. And secondly, ethics is very important in our profession, fundamentally important. Because as you're aware, basically when we talk about the engine of the economy, at the very heart of it is you guys, right? The bosses do their decisions with whatever, but at the very heart of it is the accounting profession. And so you play a fundamental role in terms of how an economy is successful and how it grows. Allow me to say some official remarks in the speech. As one of the oldest professional bodies in Fiji, the Institute celebrated 50 years of its existence last year. Over the years, the Institute has gone through active changes. And I'd like to congratulate the President and the Council for what they've achieved today and truly making the profession, or bringing up the profession to the 21st century. And I thought I'd just share two other ideas for the Council. At the moment, my membership for the Australia-New Zealand Council says ANZCA. There should be a F in there somewhere. The reason I say that is because you look at what's happening at the moment in Fiji. They are robbing all our accountants. KPMG, all the chartered accounting firms are leaving in our country. So hopefully we can lobby that in, Mr. President, because certainly from a professional perspective where I stand, that is actually already happening. And I think once we have the website in and all the online membership portals up and ready, we'll certainly be up there with the rest of the accounting profession. One of the also key milestone achievements was the enactment of the FICA Act, which the President alluded to as well, and the regulations. And with the new act, there's a lot more accountability, and which is positive for our industry. That said, given we are the new government, if there's any issues, Mr. President, or any concerns with the act that you wish to bring forward and discuss with the new government, please feel free to come up and discuss them. You will find that we are making changes to various acts, even so far as reintroducing the credit bureau, which has been gone dysfunctional for a lot of years. For those of you in financing, I met some people from Kontiki just now. They will be very happy that the credit bureau is coming back, because it allows for lending to take place at a lower level, because we do have historical data available. As the minister responsible for MSMEs, I strongly believe that the accounting profession and the Institute also plays a pivotal role in raising awareness in the importance of financial literacy amongst the grassroots and communities in Fiji. And I note that a lot of companies are already doing this anyway. Again, another private sector-led initiative. RBF has their own financial literacy program, BSP, ANZ. And I encourage that we continue to do that, because if we are truly serious about growing the economy, the MSMEs is a great area of the industry, of the sector to encourage. Just to share with you some stats, the MSME size in Fiji is only 21% of GDP. I was sharing with some of the other larger countries, particularly the Asian countries, it's about 80 to 90% of GDP. One of them was politely sort of shaking his head when I mentioned the 21%, and which I thought was pretty good. As of today, the Institute is represented on the board of the Business Assistance Fiji, or BAF, and continues to provide assessment services through a few of its registered certified public practitioners. And I thank you for the leadership and guidance in that area. And again, this will help as we try and develop the MSME sector in Fiji. Today's technical workshop is a platform that continues to encourage education, professional development, and the maintenance of high accounting, auditing, and ethical standards for its members and the accounting profession. As professionals in the discipline, it is incumbent on FICA to remain relevant for the accounting profession, which it is currently doing, and continue to develop in a real-time environment. I therefore encourage all the members here today to make the most of this opportunity. I saw a lot of you just hanging out together in your work groups. These things are about networking with everybody, because you learn a lot from talking to other professionals. So for those of you in the back, particularly you government guys, you can learn a lot from the private sector, so make sure you network. And that also means drinking kava together, or even getting drunk together as we did with Deepak in our time. And so I encourage you to focus on your professional growth. It's just not about the standards and not about compliance. Accounting, you will find, is the most rewarding part is about relationships. And how can you use those relationships to create solutions or economic solutions for your businesses and in some cases for your country. Before I close, I just thought I'd mention something else that I thought I'd just share with the Institute. Thank you, President, for mentioning the Congress. I've seen, this is no disrespect to previous presidents or the councils. I've seen that over the years, the Congress has become a bit of a toothless tiger. The Congress in my time, when Deepak and I were around, was a voice of reason, a voice of advice to government, and was not holding back in terms of what it thought government should do in terms of the management of its country, its finances, and the economy. So to the President and to the Council, please, I encourage you to ensure that that comes back. The era of not listening and not respecting other people's views are over. And here on forward, you will know that you have a government that's serious about consultation. It's serious about learning and getting new ideas. It's serious about understanding how we can do things better. And I believe the Institute has a major role to play in getting that voice across. There is the Economic Summit, which provides an opportunity for that discussion. Things that are missed there, you can bring up again in the FICA Congress. Because I certainly, for one, as a member, would like to use that forum as a forum to really shake the tree, as it were, and try and make sure that going forward, we do things a lot better for the benefit of our country, our children, and also their children's children. In closing, therefore, Mr. President, and members and non-members who have turned out in numbers today, I wish you all a rewarding time. And I know you've been here already since 3 p.m. yesterday, but I have much pleasure and honor in declaring the workshop open. Nakapalip.